Hi you guys, here is MegaDragonoid. How you doing?
And Jim parodies man right inside. Oh dear.
Already started great.
Yeah,
Proof, the heart of the operation.
we are
Controls
back with the
labeled with
Stanley
emotions,
parable,
happy
and
or sad
we're about to
or
get the
content.
proper ending,
Walking,
I think.
eating, working,
That's what I'm trying.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its
Oh, something happened.
I pressed off.
blackness and a rising chill
Yes.
of uncertainty.
Yeah, okay.
Was it over?
Hopefully.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles
You mean Jim,
still
not
lay
Stanley.
unsolved.
Who's Stanley?
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, was he now?
There
Beat the game.
you go.
And now we...
So that is the actual ending, right?
All of his
That's the
co-workers
proper
were
ending.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
But now
to go
you
to the
have to
meeting
find
room.
all the other
Perhaps he had
endings.
simply missed a memo.
Bucket is still not here.
Yeah, I'm wondering why. Because it should be there, but maybe you have to go through all the new content to like trigger it or something.
So you said I have to go to all the other endings.
Like, I mean, what I mean is like, if you go back through the new content section and go through the
No
museum,
matter how hard Stanley looked, he
like
couldn't find
visit
a trace
everything,
of his co-workers.
and then finish that section off, maybe that will trigger it?
The museum?
sure.
You mean like we going to the end, but in place of we go to the mind control, we go to the left where it says exit? Escape?
No, the new content museum, you know, where Stanley Parable 2 was and all that.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Because there's still a lot of stuff to explore for Stanley Parable 2.
If I broke the game and I have to reset the save file.
You see, Stanley, I've been
That'll be
reflecting
irritating.
on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget
It's not-
this
luckily not a
ultra-deluxe
long game, but
nonsense.
still.
I say we take it one step even further, which is why
It's
I'm
worth
very
it, right?
proud to
It's
announce
so
for
much
the first
fun.
time ever, the Stanley Parable
Stanley
2.
Parable 2.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Yeah, so you do have to do, you do have to go through this, Stanley Parable 2 thing.
What do players really
I remember now.
want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and valid. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so,
Yes.
then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Jim. We've always been Jim. We've always been part of that. What was
I
it?
suppose
That
I could
cult.
allow only people
That
named
religious
Jim to
cult.
play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
So now I picked white and it gave me what? Blue, like what
Or
the
actually,
fuck?
maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Good boy.
Yeah, now you're being a good boy. Listen.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But that's all right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Have you seen everything you wanted to, bro?
I think I did.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work.
You don't
There's
have a
definitely
soul.
a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Yeah, okay, I will admit that looks kind of cool.
This is the story of a man named
All
Stanley.
right, you should be able to get that bucket now.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Now, God, what do we need?
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed the memo.
Take it.
Stanley felt the bucket begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Door's there, bro.
Hmm?
The door's there.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Alright, well...
Yes!
Times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
Now we can do it. No!
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
It's finicky, but I could do it.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He's getting a little too excited.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it!
There it is!
That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Okay, you go pick up the bucket. You're supposed to go pick up the bucket.
Now we can now get the stuff we missed.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform
It's just
and
I think there was something else
Stanley.
hidden in that area.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I think. Yeah, pretty sure there's something else in that area.
Like
All of
what?
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I
decided
can't
to
remember,
go to the
but
meeting
I'm
room.
fairly
Perhaps he had
certain
simply
that there's
missed a memo.
something
Maybe
else.
Stanley would never pick up the bucket. A lonely bucket, lonely. When Stanley
Yeah,
came to a
lonely
set
bucket.
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sure,
Wow.
if that makes you happy.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fuck you.
No.
Stanley was so
We're
bad
not-
at following directions, it's incredible he
What
wasn't
did we say
5
before?
years
We're not
ago.
Stanley anymore. We're Jim. Jim
Yeah, we're
doesn't
Jim.
follow the rules.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Could
but
you
the
look
fact
back
is
at
that
the area where you
story
got
has
that
been about
figurine?
nothing but you. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yeah,
really
Jim, look,
convinced that I want something
yeah.
bad to happen to you?
You gotta
Well,
try and get to
I
that.
don't know how to
I will do
convince
it
you of this,
after.
but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Yeah,
Give me a
right.
chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I went to the right.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Ludor.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Ludor.
through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked...
Ludor.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Okay.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. Because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Leaderboard. Herp.
Now, would you say that competitive
I went to
leaderboard
door
helps
1 and
you
I got
feel
something else.
motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
So I fall asleep.
If he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Do you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
Is there actually, if I do it like 4 hours, something comes out?
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh,
does there something happen if I played for like 4 hours?
Game, just to ease the pain.
It's not a 4-hour thing, thank God for that. But there is something that happens if you play it for long enough.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Maybe we'll try one day. Oh, look at that. We're here again.
Fascinating.
So this is actually called Firewatch. I looked into it. This is a game called Firewatch.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes.
Nope. I was thinking I had it. Apparently didn't.
That must be it. What a fascinating
Also, look at the menu. It's been changed.
It has, yeah.
It
also says the sequel as well.
Yeah, sequel is now passed.
So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Sure, sounds good.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh. Ooh!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big open Just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods
It
now,
literally is making
Stanley.
sick.
I'm
Okay.
going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this
Yeah,
will
smiley
be
face.
just the thing.
What are we getting now? Still? Yeah, still Rocket League.
Okay, so
Wonderful. See, this is exactly
don't
what
go
I had
into
in
the
mind.
goalpost.
Just a nice big
See what
box for
happens
you
when
to
you
run
do not
around
go
in.
into a
There isn't any
goalpost or whatever.
possibility that you
Okay.
could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
Oh, it's
what
Rocket
fun.
League.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, it's only a lot speedier.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Dude, you got a problem.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Jeez. Okay, I think now you can go into one of those goals.
Last time we picked orange, now we're picking blue.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Hold on, what are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write
You
a
didn't
story
want us
without
to
me?
do
You
anything.
can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
He didn't want us to do anything. Now he doesn't want us to leave. Jim wants out! Jim wants out! We're not Stanley, we're Jim!
I think we're stuck. Yeah, guys, this is where I'm gonna end off for today. We'll be back tomorrow with some more Stanley Parable. Or must I say, the sequel Parable. The next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Peace.